Hey everybody, get started. All right, hello everybody. I'm Zach Joyner, your friendly neighborhood webmaster of Spideydude.com and the Spideydude Radio Network. Before we get started, I want to mention off the top here as we get started, our Patreon page, patreon.com/Spideydude Network. We want to give a big shout out to our Patreons, two of our Patreon subscribers, Vinkman and Scott. Thank you guys for becoming Patreon subscribers. Really is appreciated, and your support goes back directly into the website. You want to leave us a voicemail? We want to have your voice heard on the show. You can always leave us a voicemail, 818-925-6631. Leave me an email if you like. Leave that type of feedback there. SpideyDudeRadioNetwork@gmail.com. SpideyDudeRadioNetwork@gmail.com. Also, always go to Spidey-Dude.com for more information. So, and if you are listening to us on the audio version, I want to give a quick disclaimer. We live stream these shows and these episodes, and as a result of that, we have references to visual aids and things that we're going to be putting up on the video. We apologize for that, but we are releasing these as audio versions of the show, and so as a result, you might see those things. So we apologize here at the top of the show. Be sure to leave us a review. Give us some 5 stars on your favorite podcasting app. Any and all type of feedback will be greatly appreciated. Of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Smash that like button as we get started. So, with all that being said, I want to say really quickly, I'm not going to have Bogan Ryder on tonight. Neil is not going to be able to come on. But I am very, very, very happy to have some of our guys on. Our usual gang. So just want to make that quick programming note. If you want to see more of Neil, you can always go to listen to him, the Broken Rider Variety Hour at twitch.tv/Quillsniv. He'll be back, I believe, this week. Broken Rider Variety Hour is associated with Spidey Radio Network. And as always, you can check out our other great shows across the network. Amazing Spider-Man Classics, this show, Spideydude Experience, Clone Saga Chronicles, Make Mine Mayday, and the recently completed Spectacular Radio. Also, we got Voices from the Eerie coming up very, very soon. So check that out when you get that chance. And with that, I'm going to introduce one of our panelists. Our other panelist is running a little late, but hello, Adam.
Hey, Zach. What's going on?
All right, so we got Adam on the show tonight. We are covering, what are we covering? We are covering Amazing Spider-Man number 65, today's issue that came out today. That is the review that we're going to be doing today. But Adam, how's your? It's been a couple of weeks since we last saw you. Or actually, it's been a few weeks since we last saw you because you weren't on last episode.
Yeah. Things are good. Sorry I had to miss those, but life sometimes, all that.
Yeah, I do want to give a minor programming note. We're gonna do. There's an issue that comes out next week, the big oversized finale of King's Ransom, and then the following week we have Amazing Spider-Man coming out that following week. So there's like 3 issues for this week and the next 2 weeks. So coming out. And if you hear background noise, my dog is deciding to explore my entire office. So for those that are listening to the audio version, I do apologize. Go lay down. It's not your time to be on the show yet. The official mascot of the Spideydude Radio Network, Waylon Wade Joyner. Officially Joyner now, because I married his mom. So.
Oh yeah, congrats.
Yeah, that happened while during our little bit of a hiatus, and so. But yeah, like I say, Paul's going to be on here in a minute. He's trying to get home. He was at dinner, and dinner ran a lot longer than it was supposed to. So we're waiting a little bit.
If you want
to also mention, there's been some. I got asked if we were going to do any news today. There's been some Marvel Legends reveals but it's nothing that has to do with Spider-Man.
Mm.
I'm not going to fight with you all night on this shit. So, hang on just a second.
The dog's taking over.
Watching us live. I apologize. Dude, I don't have time for your shit.
Please stand by.
Go. Leave your mother alone.
Oh, hey, Venkman's in the chat. Hey, Venkman. Someone talk to me. Anybody. I hope everyone's excited for this issue because I really liked it.
Man. All right. Sorry, guys. My dog's like, I want to eat now.
It's okay. I'm trying to hold down the fort.
So, yeah. So, like I said, there's not a ton of news going on. I'm expecting July we'll get some. We may have a Fan First Friday between now and then that reveals some new toys and stuff. The main focus has been on the Disney Plus series, as well as Shang-Chi because they're starting to do promotional stuff for that. So we'll see. Finally got a trailer for Shang-Chi. Have you seen it, Adam?
I sort of saw it. I didn't really watch it fully. It seems all right.
I'm interested. Let us know in the comments what you guys think.
Oh yeah, speaking of action figures, I got some news here.
Oh.
So last time I was on, Neil had a request, and because Neil demanded it, I found him. It's the Joe Wade Cyber Scarlet Spider figure.
Oh, I don't have that is I don't have that one.
But
I've seen it.
It's actually Spidey. What?
Oh no, that's the wrong head swap. Oh wow.
Yeah, I guess this thing, I did some research. This was called Electroshock Spider-Man or something, and it's got like this little pull tab on the back. Wait, let me see.
Oh yeah. That era, they did that with the Captain America shield also had that like tab.
It sparks. It's like I'm not gonna try to do that now because who knows what's gonna happen. But yeah, exactly. It apparently, I think I remember that too. That it shot sparks out, which kind of dangerous, but
right,
mildish, I guess. But yeah,
too bad Neil's not here to.
Yes, but I've been thinking about this since I said that I had this, so I dug him out today, and now he's still hanging in there.
Yeah. So let me go through the comments right quick. We got Venkman saying hello, which is his usual introductory phrase. For those of you that are, again, listening to the audio version, Waylon's going to Waylon. That's true. Venkman says hi to Adam. So does Matt Giovanni. Hello, Matt.
Hey, everybody.
Muhammad says he's giving this issue an A. He really liked it as well. Matt is giving it a C+. Oh, is that for Shang-Chi or is that for the issue?
Could be for the issue, maybe. I don't know.
SoFlo Entertainment says hello, everyone. Everybody check out SoFlo's page. He does also does reviews of Amazing Spider-Man. So thanks to SoFlo. Guys, what do you guys think? Is there an action figure that you? Here, I'll take the focus off Adam. Is there an action figure that you've always like? That's your grail. What is your grail action figure? If you guys are action figure collectors like me, I don't have like a grail necessarily. I've been pretty fortunate. I've been able to get most of the action figures I want. But there's like a handful I haven't gotten yet. I want a Psylocke with the classic Psylocke 90s outfit. But she's expensive. The Mystique that was a Walgreens exclusive. I'd like to get my hands on one of those. That's pretty much the only X-Men ones that I want. That I, yeah, that entire wave. Vickman says he's really surprisingly really interested in the Disney Plus Marvel Legends figures. I really want the WandaVision, Scarlet Witch, Vision, and Zemo. I'm curious to see what Armor Wars War Machine looks like. Let me tell you, War Machine is a very popular character on the collector market because he had the armor from Infinity War that was instantly picked up. I never saw that in the wild, and I went to multiple stores. The Rhodey figure, I have one that's MCU. It's more kind of the classic, more like the first generation Rhodey figure, based off of Iron Man 2. But I can't find his head swap, so I haven't been able to sell him. I have been getting out of the Marvel Legend MCU collecting because it's just so daunting to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
There's a ton. I mean, they just announced a Quicksilver from Age of Ultron, and then there was jokes on the internet about how to add bullet hole effects inside of from Age of Ultron. That was a thing. So yeah, for me, I'm mainly focused. The only MCU stuff I'm going to collect. I might pick up the Wanda and Vision from WandaVision. But other than that, I am looking to get, because Sarah likes WandaVision, so that would be because we've got all the pops, almost all the pops. The only one we don't have is actually Wanda in her Scarlet Witch gear.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one we don't have. But we have all the other ones. So the shoulder cannon on the figure is weird. It is a weird accessory. It doesn't look right. It feels very tacked on. Hasbro has a tendency to reuse a lot of things, and so that sculpt. Oh wait. Well, hey, thank you, Mohammed. Mohammed's the man. It's nice to see Mohammed. Hello.
Yeah.
Mohammed is a frequent contributor over on the Spider-Man crawl space, like Adam. Adam does the daily Spidey pick of the day or whatever. So, and apparently Waylon's trying to weigh in on the conversation. So if you hear a whining, Adam, take over for me for a second. Hopefully, by the time Paul shows up.
All right.
Go. All right. I know.
I'm just gonna keep showing this guy off. I can't get over the fact that it's actually Spidey all along, guys. Wait, where'd he go? There he is. Zach's gonna need to do a lot of editing on this one for the audio version.
Oh, P-Thug's here. Okay, cool.
There he is.
There he is. He's getting around.
No, he's gone.
He's not out of his chair. He's not. All right. So sorry to the 5 people that were watching. Yeah. All right.
I couldn't have planned it any better. I couldn't have planned it any better. There's P-Thug. There.
He's not. Where'd he go?
Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
One of my big action figure holy grails is the Marion Ravenwood in the white dress from the Kenner Indiana Jones line. She usually goes for $300 on eBay, and that's just for the loose figure. This is why I don't collect vintage, because vintage stuff is ridiculous.
Yeah, you have to have a real attachment to it, in my opinion.
Right, like the '90s stuff, I would have attachment to. Adam pulled out his Joe Wade Scarlet Spider.
Showing it off. Here it is.
Oh my god! What the hell is that?
That is from the Electro line.
It's his awakened form, if you will. It's his final form. So I was like, wait, this doesn't quite look like. And then I looked it up, and oh yeah, he's got another form.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Joe Wade is a very obscure Scarlet Spider. He is the second Scarlet Spider, technically.
Spencer, bring him back. I challenge you, if you're listening, Nick Spencer, to bring him back.
He was merged with virtual reality.
Wait, was this after Riley died?
No. This was during the
transition, right?
Joe was ruining the reputation of the Scarlet Spider to the point where Ben had no choice but to pick up the Spider-Man.
That's right. I remember that now.
I do also want to mention I was a guest star on the Sal Buscema podcast on the Dorkening Network. Check that out. I was on the first hour. They did like a whole May 4th. The day we're recording this is May 5th. So the Revenge of the 5th today. So for the Star Wars nut,
that's me.
It's your second day. I was watching a little bit of Return of the Jedi earlier. So
it's not a bad way to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, we were at the comic shop. They've been playing Star Wars all day for the last 2 days. So
I'm actually going to have a cool little live stream of my own for on Friday. You heard it here first, folks. I'm going to have a little thing with a couple friends. We're going to stop by. We're going to talk about the Bad Batch. We're going to talk about Star Wars comics. It's going to be fun.
Nice.
So yeah, but if you want to catch our live stream, we got my Mayday on Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
There you go.
But we'll be covering the next 5 issues of Spider-Girl, issues 38 through 43. And that is going to be later on Friday here on the channel. So, of course, if you want to see Paul's page, it's a Comic Binge YouTube page.
Thank you.
And you can always follow him on Twitter at Herman22. So,
thank you.
Yeah. All right. So let's get formally started. I'm not going to redo my intro because I already did that before you guys. So, apologies to the audio listeners that are probably going, "What in the world is going on?" So, okay. So here is what we're covering tonight. We're covering King's Ransom, part 3 of 4. This is a pretty big issue. So I'm going to do a recap, and we're going to go from there. If you want to follow along, grab your books and follow along with us. So we'll start doing the recap. All right, so the issue opens with Norman, with Kindred being tortured by Baron Mordo, and Kingpin is gleefully enjoying this music to the ear. And finally, after multiple issues, after nearly 10 issues of not speaking, Kindred finally says, "Father, please."
Speaking of Return of the Jedi.
Right. So at that moment, Norman yells, "Enough!" So Kingpin's slightly confused, and Norman's like, "Look, do you really want to chance my involvement at this crucial hour? Never underestimate the Goblin's ability to sow chaos, Wilson." So, Wilson Fisk tells Mordo to relent, and so Mordo, basically Norman is given a day. The crucial hour draws near. Once it's passed, there'll be no need for this contingency. The demon will be sent back to hell using conventional methods. So, Norman's asking asking Harry. He goes, "I heard you heard, yes, but did you listen? I asked you for that help my entire life. And what did I receive in return, Norman? Why would I ever believe that this time was any different?" And so Norman kind of looks forlornly back at him. We cut to the docks where we got Robbie and Tombstone, the dynamic duo. Robbie and Tombstone are going back. They're not waiting. So Tombstone gives Robbie a gun. So he didn't want Janice involved. He wanted her to be a lawyer, not involved with the underworld. So it's funny because the two of them are sort of relating to each other as they go through this. And so they're like, maybe if we'd listened more, we wouldn't be in this mess. And so, needless to say, they walk into this abandoned dock warehouse, and that's when all the lights come on. Boom, jerks! You've been miraged. My new partner's here. Hooked me up with some fancy power upgrades, so it's not just him doing the miraging. So there's completely surrounded by these rent-a-thugs. Janice and Randy are tied up.
May I interject for one moment?
Sure.
The part where Tombstone and Robbie are talking about being parents and how it's the worst, but when it's not being the best. And I'm like, I'm not sure if Spencer has kids or not, but you couldn't have said it any better as a parent, in my opinion. That is like 100% on the money. Yeah.
So, that's a great line. I was going to bring that up later.
Oh, sorry.
But no, you're good. So basically, Crime Master and Madam Mask, they're on a schedule, and so Robbie's like, I already know. I'll have you know that Spider-Man's on the way. Peter's kind of worried. So, and he's kind of doing his internal monologue, and he's like, this is great TV. And it's, of course, Jonah being the guy in the chair, talking about how it's better than Christmas, and that it's ironic that threats and menaces is the reason that Robbie's going to get rescued. So he talks, Madam Mask is like, look, he'll never make it in time. They're pulling up the app. So, and they're like, there's plenty to dispose of 4 bodies. And that's when Lincoln goes, more than 4. Because he didn't exactly come without backup. And that's when the Syndicate show up. So we got She-Electro, Lady Ock, White Rabbit, Scorpia, and I can't remember that other one. The new Trapster. Yep. So they are there to save the day. They're taking on Mirage's goons. And Janice is like, you guys came to rescue me? And like, they're like, of course we did, because we're sisters. And then
yeah,
like, yeah, also your dad's paying us an absurd amount of money. So, Lincoln is like going to get Janice. You got Robbie trying to go get Randy, and so Randy and Tombstone are working together, and may you live in interesting times. So they're kind of and then they decide that they're going to use reverse psychology on them and say, hey, they were wrong. If you two love each other, we'd let you get in the way of it. So they're asking, and then they kind of go, you think the reverse psychology will work? Fingers crossed. So then Crime Master's like, nope, we're not doing this. You guys are going to be 2 star-crossed lovers, and I'm about to blow you guys away. When there's a Thwipped. Peter has shown up. He has made the Herculean effort to get across town, which is very impressive. So, and Electro's like, I cannot believe we have to team up with them, and this time it's going to be all over the internet. The comments are going to be brutal, which is true. So, Peter's like, look, this is not good for my brand, but you know what? We got to focus on doing the job. So he tries to change people's minds all the time. So let's give him a good show. And so then you get this double page splash where it's everybody fighting, and they're just going back and forth and kicking butt, taking names. And it's a good thing. So then it becomes down to Beetle and Madam Mask. And so Beetle's like, look, I kind of, you wanted to call you a peer and an ally, and you've treated me like garbage. So, I guess that's what they say is true. Never meet your heroes. So then she like fires a big blast and goes, this is for not accepting my LinkedIn request, which is hilarious. And Robbie's like, I'm starting to understand what you see in her. So meanwhile, Peter is finding Crime Master, and they're going back and forth, and he just beats the snot out of him. It's not even close. And so then the day is saved, and Robbie gets the girl. They're making out. Lincoln cannot even look at the two of them. Robbie goes, odd. I thought I'd be happy to be alive. So, Robbie's like, look, is this going to be all over the internet? So, he's just talking about friendly advice. Just be careful. You never know what's going to happen next with Jonah. And then that's when Janice and Randy announced that they are moving in together. So that's a big milestone. Peter is very much taken aback on this. So needless to say, we cut back to Ravencroft. We have a guard that's like, I can't leave this post. The mayor's orders. So,
too bad.
Norman's kind of using his swarminess and his reputation to get access to this particular inmate. So, guard eventually leaves. He's like, Osborne, what do you want? Same thing you do, dear patient. A chance to help yourself and your neighbor. So we don't know who this dear patient is because Norman's being particularly coy about this. We cut back to Peter and MJ, and they're talking things out, and they're like, we don't have any idea where Fred is, and all we have is Gog and a really slobbery boomerang, and MJ points out that Gog sure does love that thing. I guess anything that's got Fred's scent on it. And so that's when they figure out, Peter's like, well, help me find it. And so now he is being led, like I am led by Waylon when I try to go take him for a walk to go smash this lead. So Kingpin's bound to find it first. Looks like Boomerang. Bullseye's like, for God's sake, can I finally shoot him? So that is what's going on. The fight's been coming for a long time. Fisk has turned loose every crime lord in the city. He's willing to do anything to get the rest of the Lifeline tablet. He's got to face reality. There's no way he can do this alone. If I'm going to save Fred, he's going to need up. And so the final splash page is serious backup. So we're getting some lovely street level characters. We got Jessica Jones. We got Luke Cage. We got Wolverine. We got Iron Fist. We've got Jessica Drew. For more on her son, watch this week's Make My Mayday. And of course, Hawkeye. So that is the end of the issue. And as I read this page, as always, I had this reaction. That is the end of the issue. To be continued next week here on. So it's funny because on the digital version, for the record, there is the lettering is completely different in these boxes. So it says next week, get this story's grand conclusion, a giant-sized Amazing Spider-Man King's Ransom #1, and in 2 weeks, come back and see what's left of Spidey's life, Amazing Spider-Man #66. However, for those that got the physical copy today, you might have missed out on an ad that I want to point out. So I'm going to remove this for a second. I'm going to blow myself up. Not literally, though. So that is the ad. It's got, for those that are our audio listeners, it's half Tombstone. It's half of, looks like Chameleon's face, and half of Spidey's face. So I'm thinking, and I wish we had Neil here, I'm thinking that we're going to get that the dear patient that we saw may be Chameleon. So he's been locked up this entire time. So we'll see what happens with the Chameleon here. And all right, so let's go around the horn. Let me get through some of the comments. Soflo says the Janice is the bomb, gave it a C+. Chris Deadman says the gang war again and again and again. It's always going to happen. It never fails. The Comic Bench says Washington represent because Parker Luck. What's that? Matt Bird says, hey, Zach and Adam, I hope this review is going awesome. I'm currently on vacation with my folks in Port Angeles, Washington, and saw Angeles, Washington. Hurricane Ridge, it's just awesome. I picked Black Flag. I'm assuming that's I don't understand the reference.
I don't know Port Angeles that well, but I will say that I like Black Flag, the punk rock band.
Okay. All right, yeah, that may be okay.
Maybe that's what they're referring to?
Perhaps. I have no idea.
Clarify, please, Mr. Bird. Please clarify.
So he's currently working on a blog review of the Green Goblin's Last Stand and Mary Jane. You got the jackpot trades, and we'll be starting Spencer's Run after that. You guys seen any Invincibles on Amazon Prime?
Yes.
No, I've not watched it yet.
No, But you know what I have, I should say yes, I have watched it. It's called the comic books that you can just go buy, and I have every single volume for. And I definitely will be. And granted, I'm sure there's differences, but they're adapting the comic books, and I love the comics. And if you love Invincible on Amazon, you should go read the comics. The comics are great. That's it. I love it, and I'll eventually watch it. But I have it's not just with Invincible. With any kind of, just at least at this point, maybe like 10, 12 years ago, I'd be super into adaptations for animated stuff because there were less of that out there. But now that there's so much, I just don't really care about a ton of the DC animated like adaptations where it's, oh, we're going to adapt, Long Halloween, which that's cool and all, but I'm like, I just can read the comic, I guess. I mean, it was cool at first with Dark Knight Returns and things like that. It was a little more like, what's the word, niche, and this is my opinion. I'd rather just go read the comic. If unless you're, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but it's just kind of,
the inherent problem we have right now is that we are so saturated with content,
exactly.
And it's causing people to have to pick sides. I have not been able to get HBO Max to work in my house.
Really?
Oh man.
Sucks.
Well, I think my wife finally broke down and subscribed. But by the way, is the echo still happening?
No, you're good.
Okay, I think I know what was going on. That's my fault.
It's all good.
So the fact is that when I'm selecting things to spend my content time on, I'm still keeping up with like the DC Arrowverse. I still watch.
Good Lord, why?
I like Flash.
I'm just kidding. You like what you like, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, I like the Flash. It's had middling quality here and there, but I've enjoyed the story of the Flash.
I like the first 2 seasons. I really enjoyed that. The first 2 seasons
are some of the best comic book adaptations I've ever seen.
I agree. Zoom was awesome.
Zoom was great. Savitar, kind of like the Speedsters, the Constant Speedsters theme.
I made it through half. Yeah, the first quarter of the 3rd season, I was like, I'm gone. See ya.
I will say this: the build up to Crisis was fantastic. Crisis was great. Crisis is a very big hallmark. I have not watched the new Batwoman. I watch, and it's not because they did the recasting or anything. I literally dropped Batwoman after Crisis because
fair.
I just wasn't. I wasn't able to engage with the series that much, and I again was kind of divvying up my time, and between Sarah moving in and everything like that, I'm like, okay, there's certain shows that I'm going to continue to watch pretty religiously. One of those is Flash. I watched Arrow from beginning to end. Supergirl's ending this season, so I can do that. I really enjoyed Superman and Lois. I think Superman and Lois has nailed the character of Superman in ways that the movies have not over the last several years. And I don't blame Henry Cavill at all. I entirely blame the writing. Sorry, Zack Snyder fans. I'm not a Snyder fan. Sorry, my bad.
Snyder Cut rules, dude. It's so good.
On Twitter. You guys are anyway.
Straight up. You can hate on all you want, Holmes. I think I can represent the Spideydude network as far as the lover of the Zack Snyder films. I think the Justice League Snyder Cut is chef's kiss, dude. I freaking love it.
I just don't have 4 hours to sit there and try to absorb that much of a movie. I'm sorry, especially after I got burned so bad, and I don't blame Zack Snyder for that. I didn't enjoy Dawn of Justice. I had severe issues with Man of Steel, so it's like, okay, I've not enjoyed the last 2 movies, plus this hack job that was done with Justice League. But I enjoyed Shazam. I've enjoyed Wonder Woman, the first one. I didn't enjoy the second one. The second one let me down.
That one was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't awful, but it wasn't great, I didn't think.
To me, it was very window dressing and embracing the 80s. And it didn't do it. It didn't have the heart that I was hoping to see in the film. Yeah. And I think there was so much pressure to try to deliver after Wonder Woman that it really kind of was a letdown. But I'll also say this. So how did we get on this tangent? I don't even know.
Dude, you started it. Like I was just commenting about Invincible, and you went down the CW road.
Yeah. So, but like,
bring it back home. Bring it back home.
Invincible. That's how we got started. Invincible. Everything I've seen is everybody's loving it.
I like it. I like it.
I am excited for the Invincible fans. It's one of those things. I'm getting into that comic, but I'm not there yet.
Read the comic. Don't watch.
I'm gonna read the comic first. I want to support guys like Ryan Ottley. I mean, Ryan Ottley is a great artist.
And that's how I knew I knew him when he came on Spider-Man, because I loved him in Invincible. I mean, because again, you got to remember that Ottley is the one who designed majority of those characters, not initial characters. That was Corey Walker and Kirkman. But I mean, I think that after the first I think 3 volumes, I collected in trades. After the first 3 volumes, Ottley came in and he's the one who's designed majority of those characters, and they're fantastic. But yeah, and I haven't finished the series, but it is probably one of the best modern superhero stories of all, like in the last 20 years. And
well, look, I mean, Kirkman has done incredible work on it at Image. I would love for him to come to work at Marvel, but why would he? I mean, he's made so much money.
Well, he already has.
Yeah,
before.
Yeah.
You know, he worked when he worked. I know he worked at Marvel before, and I just wish that Marvel had been able to retain him. So Parker Luck, what's that? Matt Bird says, what I meant by Black Flag was the Image comic from the mid 1990s for $2. That's what I was talking about in his first comment. So Vladia, Dracula Tale, Snyder Cut, WTF, BS is the worst. And the Arrowverse has ebbs and flows, and the high point now is Superman.
Here's the thing. And again, it's all relative because everyone's taste is different. But for me, if you prefer the Arrowverse over Zack Snyder's world, I'm like, wow, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
The problem with that is I feel like the mediums
are different. Yeah,
are entirely different. It's very different for me. It's very difficult to compare the two. I literally yelled "Holy crap!" and yelled "crap" whenever the Zack Snyder Flash showed up on Flash, the television show.
That was so cool. That was rad.
That was an incredibly great moment of crisis. And so I think the heart of the classic DC comics is there in the Arrowverse. The problem is that trying to do a 13 episode or a 22 episode season and keeping it engaged for 22 episodes is very, very difficult. And I think that they're starting to get the formula down, doing 13 episode seasons and doing multiple shows, adding Stargirl to the mix,
Stargirl is the best one by far. I
have not watched Stargirl.
Dude.
I'm going to binge it.
Okay, we gotta move on to Spidey Man because I'm here for Spidey Man. But listen, really quickly, I just want to say I don't watch any of those shows anymore, and I randomly watch Stargirl out of just pure boredom, oh, it's coming on DC Universe or whatever. I'm gonna pop it on, probably turn off after 10 minutes. I fell in love. The first episode is one of the best superhero episodes ever. I am not saying that with I'm not exaggerating. The opening is incredible. If you love superheroes and you love comic books, you will fall in love immediately with Stargirl. And I was not anticipating to connect to a bunch of modern day teenagers and mostly teenage girls, but I did. And I was like, holy crap. I love this. And it was appointment viewing for me every week. I cannot wait for season 2. So anyway, I say that. Let's go back to Spider-Man. I miss him.
All right, so back to Spidey. What did you guys think of the issue? Adam, what's your grade?
I gave it an A.
Adam's grade is an A. Paul, what's your grade?
My grade is A plus.
Wow.
Plus.
Dang.
Plus. With one caveat. One. Do you want me to get into it or want me to wait?
All right, Paul's chomping at the bit, Adam. We'll jump back to you.
Adam's my boy. Adam, you go first.
Adam, you have the floor. Tell us what you thought about this issue.
Oh no. I don't know. I really liked it. I don't know. It it was just really fun to read. I don't know. You got Kindred stuff. You got I mean, just all the action. I don't know what it is about this thing. It was just such a joy to read. I like Robbie and Tombstone going to save their kids. I like, them pretty much succeeding at that. I like the syndicate coming in and, and helping. I like that there's at least a bit of an illusion that these characters all kind of care for each other, because it was like, oh, we're sisters, but then, oh, well, your dad's paying us a lot. But still, it's like these characters have a connection, and that's really cool. They kind of do care about each other. What else? The art was pretty good. I'm kind of like, I'm half and half on Vicentini, because like I think his art is really dynamic and kinetic and stuff, good action, but there are some points where it's kind of not, doesn't it I wonder if, like, I like that this dude has a shot at drawing Amazing Spider-Man, one of the Marvel's, peak titles, but I wonder if he's like not totally quite there yet for this book, but I think he does do a good job. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like, it's odd. I don't know.
Just by the way, just so everybody knows, just popping in real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt, Adam. I am in the middle of a thunderstorm that I did not know what was going on, and I had my dogs outside, so I had to jump off. But if something happens with the stream, I'm apologizing in advance.
But yeah, I don't know. This issue was just really fun. I saw people complain that there's not enough Spidey in this, but I don't know. I did I took that as a challenge to count out.
Are you kidding me?
All the pages that he's in for this 3-issue arc.
People are complaining about that?
Yeah, it's like a minor thing.
Okay,
and
you got some people that's all they're gonna do. They're gonna sit there and they're gonna.
But that to me was like, I don't know. I thought it was. I mean, he's not. I did a page count for the whole 3-issue arc so far, and yeah, he's in the other 2 issues a bit more, and he is in this one a bit less. But I don't know. I think we got a good amount this time. I don't. And there's a lot of stuff going on in this thing, and for me, it all works. It's just fun. I like whoever this mystery person is that Norman Osborn is talking to. Which, yeah, maybe it's Chameleon. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see who that is soon. I like that Wolverine and Hawkeye and Luke Cage and Iron Fist and Jessica Jones and Jessica Drew are all at the end. I think those are characters that I think work well for Spidey to team up with coming up. I don't mind that, because I also sort of saw some people not really complain about that, but like be a little reserved about that, because it's like, oh, he's teaming up with these characters to, for the big fight or whatever.
Okay. Again, in story, it makes sense.
Sure.
He's dealing with the entire New York underworld.
Yeah.
He's gonna need backup. Yeah. This is one of the times where I'm okay. And the fact is that outside of Jessica, none of these characters have appeared in the Spencer run.
Very true.
Come on, guys. Like it's not like how it was during the Ends of the Earth era of Spider-Man, where you had the Fantastic Four, you had the Avengers, all of them guest starring. It seemed like every other arc. This has been a long time since we've seen this. Go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of think that's all I got. I think I was easily impressed by this. It just was really fun to read. That's my big takeaway from it. It was just fun to read, enjoyable. It filled me with joy.
Attaboy. That's why I love Adam. He says the right words. It fills him with joy. Like, not enough people, and this is serious, Not enough people talk about that. No, not a lot of people talk about like that was rad, dude. Like whatever. Like people don't talk about pure joy is so rare in any kind of reviews of anything. It seems like so. Kudos to my boy Adam. Yeah, when we were talking before when I asked about the show earlier in our this is all behind baseball, whatever it is, inside baseball. Yeah, whatever. I botched that thing. No change there. No
behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes, whatever. But we talked about we were messaging and Adam said that I wanted to give my feeling about it right away, which was exactly what Adam said in our message before. He goes, that was a fun issue, and I'm like, exactly. When I was reading this, and I don't read comics in the morning usually because my daughter's up and it's chaotic. But I have to read Spider-Man because of the show, which I wanted, but it's the only comic I read first thing in the morning that I have to like get to. And I was like, this is not a mind-blowing issue. I gave it an A++ exactly because of what Adam said in our private chat earlier. And also what he was talking about now. It was a complete joy to read this comic book. It's not, bending the rules of the mythology. It's not building off the mythology. It's what I pay money to see and read for a Spider-Man comic book. Lots of chaos going on. And I got Spider-Man in it. And I thought it's so weird. People complain that Spider-Man wasn't in it enough. And it's like, there's so much not world building, but so much supporting characters being like given the limelight here. And what do people always say about Spider-Man, right? Who's got a great supporting characters, blah, 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 blah. Well, this is why. Why, so
you probably have people. Wait, yes. let me interrupt really quickly.
Please, Adam, go ahead.
I feel like I saw people like a few weeks ago being like, where's the supporting cast? Where's the supporting cast? Well, the supporting cast is here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're muted, Zach.
This is probably the most talked about, like this arc we've talked about it. It looks like it's been all building towards this, and I'm really, really fascinated. And Adam, you weren't here last episode. We kind of briefly talked about how there's a possibility that we may be getting to 875, right, and we're done with Spencer, which I hope not. I sincerely hope not. But Sinister War, this is just like, okay, we're dealing with the Kingpin's situation. I wished it would have been an irregular issue of Amazing next week, but I'm okay with them taking the time to really flesh this story out and give it the proper ending it deserves. It's a great penultimate issue. Great issue.
So really quickly, I just want to kind of finish up the positives of it. As the one thing about this comic book is that it's fun because, again, Spencer's utilizing all the supporting characters and not just like the Robbies, but he's using the villains like the Syndicate, them showing up because he's also building up towards Sinister War. And let's be real, they're going to be part of the Sinister War because they're the Sinister Syndicate. So I'm assuming so he's building. Not only is he using the supporting cast the way you need to, right? Because you got Jonah, he's building up Robbie and Jonah going at. Like, again, this is the stuff that you don't really like, or at least for me, in my opinion, anyway. That people aren't, if they're dogging on this issue, look at the stuff he's building with the supporting cast. Like, I mean, he's building up the tension between Robbie and Jonah, and Robbie's telling Spider-Man, be wary of Jonah, all this other stuff. When we as an audience are only seeing like the positives of Jonah trying to be a better person. There is so much he is weaving so many great things. And this is where I think Spencer has always done a great job of, is that, and he is, my main criticism of Spencer has always been he's a little too funny at times, but he's definitely, I think he's balanced that out with Spider-Man so well because he's a funny character. And I think he's able to kind of tame himself in a way a little bit. But one of his greatest attributes is being able to weave and really build and smartly. And that's the thing. He's not just doing it obviously. To me, as I'm reading this, I'm like, man, he's really doing a great job of building all these different characters up. And he's building towards a story. So we're building towards a climax of not just the main story, but We're having something with, threats and menaces, and what Robbie and Daily Bugle. There's something coming up with that. There's something coming up between Spider-Man and Jonah at this point with this whole suit. There's something coming up with the Syndicate. There's, obviously, oh my God, I always forget Robbie's son's name. Randy. I always want to call him like Teddy, but I don't know why. But there's so much going on here, and he's just done it really effortlessly. Can't really say that word ever. So for me, this comic book is pure just comic book goodness, and I love. Like, I was just flipping through, like, man, this is so much fun to read, and the art, I felt, even though it's heavily stylized. And I will agree with one of the people on there right now, who I forgot their name. I apologize. But they said he did have a hard time, or they had a hard time to seeing kind of what's going on sometimes. And I would agree. Sometimes the panels aren't super clear. Comment. Yeah. The art isn't super clear. Some of the, like, the action layouts. But for the most part, I really thought it was pretty solid. Like, I actually really liked it. So I think that the artist, and Fernando, I forgot there's two people on there. It's been, the more they do Spider-Man, I think it's only gonna get better and better and better. And yeah, I like that. Ooh. But yeah, so I think this is a fantastic issue. To me, it's like, man, this is exactly what I want. Maybe you had a little bit more Spider-Man, but I thought this was great. I have one major criticism. It's not even major. One criticism. Why the hell is Wolverine in this goddamn comic book?
Because they're
Get
friends.
him out of here. Get Wolverine out of here.
Okay.
Get him out of here. And Hawkeye too. Get them both out of here.
Oh yeah, Hawkeye can probably go.
Yeah. Okay. For one thing, like, I get Luke Cage and Iron Fist makes sense because Cottonmouth's a part of the, the things, and they're part of the Defenders and Black Cat and all that's, Spider-Woman. It all makes sense. That tracks. What the hell is Hawkeye and stupid ass Wolverine here for? Get him out of here. Go. Get him out. Get him out of here. Anyway. Amazing.
Dude.
No pun intended.
I was kidding.
That's fine.
So listen. I'm okay with Wolverine showing up because you need somebody that can handle the issues themselves. And so as a result of that, and Waylon is very passionate about Wolverine. So I'm not upset with it. I thought the issue was really good. The artwork's okay. I'm not, again, the artist is what's his name? Federico Beniciti with Federico Sabatini doing, I think, the finishes on it. They did a solid job. They did a good job here. I'm okay with the overall aesthetic. I think it worked well. I think it works well for this kind of noir type of story, kind of crime-driven story. I am super interested in the Norman thing. I feel like we're finally getting some momentum with Norman.
Yeah.
It was nice. Every time Waylon shows up, take a drink. Thanks, Vic. You guys will appreciate the bandana I put on his neck tonight. They have 2 packs of bandanas for dogs at Walmart. So, but all that being said, I love this story. This story is good. I love the fact that we're getting the Syndicate. I'm pretty sure we're going to get the Savage 6. The Syndicate's going to get caught in the middle. We're going to see the new Sinister 6. It's going to be great. If it's building everything here, and if we're going to get, classic Otto being Otto, I'm great. I'm good. Like, this is like literally most of the things that were broken. Enough. Exactly, Waylon. Thank you.
Most
of the things that were broken are fixed.
I have to say right now, and I'm curious what you think, Adam and Zach. I'm not sure if Zach can hear me or not, but I do not want the Chameleon to be the character that Norman is going to visit, and I'm just like, if Norman's going to get Chameleon, I'm seriously just going to like, it's like, come on, man. You can do so much better than that. You can do so much better. I mean, it probably is because they're leading up to this big moment or whatever.
Yeah, his story is next. Yeah.
Yeah, his story is next. But here's the thing. It doesn't make it to me. It wouldn't really make sense if that was the case, in my opinion, because because I think Norman needs to use whoever he's visiting, he needs to use their power. What would he need Chameleon for?
I already know what he needs Chameleon for.
Well, come on, tell me. I have no idea.
Chameleon's gonna impersonate Kindred.
I was thinking that.
There's gonna be a trade.
Wait, hold on.
He's gonna use it to double cross Kingpin.
So but I mean, the Chameleon has to come back though. Like he has to have it's a huge arc coming up.
Yeah,
I understand that, but it's also very Machiavellian of Norman to use Chameleon. Think about it. It's classic Norman. Even though he's supposed to be good, he's still going to behave Machiavellian, like a Machiavellian villain. He's still going to have a plan. Even though he's got his heart in the right place, he's still going to use and abuse people. It makes sense, and it also brings Chameleon out from being stuck in Ravencroft and into the forefront. Because Chameleon's going to double cross Norman. He's going to double cross everybody because he has his own ideals.
So wait, so you think he's going to impersonate Kindred? Which I guess if Kindred's going to be revealed to be only captured for like 5 minutes, and then they're like, "Surprise! I'm really Chameleon." And it's like, "Goodbye," and then he runs off, and then it's like, "No, Chameleon will be in his own arc," and now Kindred is going to be.
But
where's Kindred?
If it's revealed to be Chameleon, guess who's going to feel obligated to save him, despite the fact that he's a villain?
Norman,
or Peter.
Craven.
Craven the Hunter.
Even though he's a clone son. Yeah.
I'm not into that. I'm not into Chameleon. And now granted, maybe it's because I'm not a Chameleon fan, really. He's not my favorite character or villain, I should say. That being said, I just hope it's someone more substantial than just stupid ass Chameleon.
Yeah, because it's like that would be more exciting if it was someone more substantial. Because it's like, exactly. Oh yeah, like because it's like, okay, we just guessed. It's supposed to be a big reveal, exactly. But we know the storyline's coming up.
Marvel's marketing literally spoils it, like right before the pages. So
Marvel, come on, man.
I'm not convinced.
Interesting. We'll definitely know more next week. When we go, but okay, so
Wolverine sucks in Spider-Man. I agree.
No, I'm okay with Wolverine showing up. I mean, if he feels like he needs a heavy hitter, and Wolverine's willing to go above and beyond.
Isn't Wolverine supposed to be in Krakoa right now? Isn't he supposed to be in Krakoa?
Probably.
Why is Wolverine on New York anyway? Isn't Hickman want him on Krakoa? Aren't the mutants all on Krakoa? Or is it the Hellfire Gala now?
Listen. I know you got this mad on. We're gonna this is what we're gonna argue over is Wolverine. I'm fine.
I like Wolverine. I want to make it very clear. But it's just weird to be like, I need to grab some help. So I'm gonna grab a couple people I actually know a little bit of, like Spider-Woman, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Wolverine. And then Wolverine and stupid dumb non-masked Clint Barton. So anyway,
listen, you need somebody that can provide long-range support. That's what Clint does. There's a tactical reason.
I don't know. Why don't you have like Miles Morales like spin web arrows at somebody?
Miles Morales right now is a little busy with his own Clone Saga, which I'm being forced to read because it's a Clone Saga.
Be forced to read. Don't act like that. Don't act like that, sir. Don't act like that. Come on.
It's like Ultimate. It's literally like the Ultimate Clone Saga, at least the first part. And I'm like, I've read this before.
Hey, I've been meaning to read his current book. But they need to get the writer out there, in my opinion. I'm not the fan. Writer, just the stories have not been solid.
I like the first parts. Carnero is good. I like Carnero. Ahmed, I can do with that. Ahmed's the writer. So did you see that Mark Bagley art that would have had a Daredevil cameo on Last Remains Aftermath with Matt Curley in prison? I did not see that comic.
I did. No. I saw that.
So that's the new Avengers team. Oh,
more or less.
Oh my God. Okay, Jero, you know what? You just trumped my ass. I was like, we're gonna go old school 90s NBA right here. I was like Muggsy Bogues, like trying to guard Sean Kemp, and you went all like Rain Man, just boom, right on my behind.
Boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. And he's heating up. So Jero, you win the gold star for today, my friend.
See, this is why I wish we would have had Neil here, because Neil would have probably corrected us a long time ago.
Yeah.
No, Neil had been like, I don't understand why Spider-Man isn't in this. Like, why doesn't he need his regular costume right now? Do we really need him to be in the regular costume? I think. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to.
That might be some other podcast that Neil's a part of.
Oh,
but I don't think that's Neil.
Is that something that actually people are complaining about the new costume? Is that a new?
I honestly don't know.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
For those,
I mean, a lot of people didn't like the new costume when it was revealed. We talked about that, I think.
Well, right, but what about now? What I don't know
I've seen
the state of the union here.
From what I've seen, which is
sir.
just like some comments on Instagram, I've seen people say like, I think it was Gleason's art. Gleason posted a thing with the suit, and I saw some comments on his thing. Some people were like, your art won me over on the new suit. So that's out there.
That's good. Least. It's I mean, I would say it's not. I definitely think Gleason draws it the best, and I think there's some maybe if you tweak they need to tweak it a little bit, maybe still after kind of living with it a little bit, maybe make some minor tweaks, make it a little more simplified. I still think it's a solid suit. To be honest, I was surprised because at first I'm like, let me see the movement a little bit, let's see it like in action, and I really enjoyed it. The art, the suit itself, it looked okay today. Wasn't the best, but wait, hold on. Who said it? No one likes it. Who said this?
We all know it's temporary apathy. So,
Gerald, let's be real. That not everyone hates it. We don't. This whole podcast doesn't hate it.
I don't hate it. I never really hated it. Really, I was just like, well, it looks kind of odd, but it's fine.
And we talked about that. And if you haven't, this is your first episode, go back and listen to our old episodes.
Wait. I thought you thought it was okay.
I thought it was okay. It's just I knew it was temporary.
Scott Spider hoodie outfit, that's for sure.
Listen. Y'all notice that I'm wearing baby blue right now, right?
Oh, there you go.
Hey, listen, I love me some Scott Spider costume. Don't get me wrong. I think it's legit. So, and by the way, minus the Peter David run, the costumes for Scarlet Spider, like the Kane version, I love that costume.
Listen, that's a really well designed. The only thing I didn't like, I always felt it needed a belt. Like, I just feel like that just not having anything in the torso kind of made it weird a little bit.
I like it.
It is different. I actually enjoyed the slight tweaks that they did with the PS4 game. I know you hated it.
What's wait? Oh, you mean the costume?
Yeah, the little slight tweaks they made on Kane's costume in the PS4.
What they? I forgot what they did. What they do?
They added some additional shading. So there's actually like
did I say I don't like it?
I think you said you didn't like it.
I don't remember. I don't know if I did or not. I don't think that was me. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't remember.
It kind of broke up some people don't like some of the stuff that Insomniac did because they added
made it
storylines and all that stuff.
They made it realistic, kind of like so. It's not just red. They kind of like.
Oh, gotcha.
They gave it, and some shade.
They added texture and like there's some darker red patches, kind of.
Oh yeah. No, listen, that's a great. The Scarlet Spider costumes for the most part have been pretty dang good. So.
Muhammad says he's pretty sure that the suit plays into the Chameleon conspiracy and that it was designed by the Chameleon to record Spider-Man's biometrics so that he can replace / copy Spider-Man. SoFlo thinks the suit's ugly.
SoFlo, come on,
home. Hates it, and that's what apathy is. There's no love, no hate. Indifference is what every artist wants. Blah. LOL.
Jero's not. Jero's like he's throwing like threes, man, dropping dimes over here. He's
literally he's like a pro wrestler doing a shoot interview right now.
Man, Jero, I'm not sure who you are, sir, but might follow me on Twitter, man. Like you're awesome. I like you.
Bye, SoFlo. Sorry, you gotta go. So
bye, SoFlo.
Mohammed says this, which is what the chameleon does. Like
Mohammed's dropping dimes too, man. Let's be real.
Yeah.
That he's on to something there. He's on.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, Mohammed's a solid dude. He's a great.
Well, so let me just throw this out there. Do you think that this costume's bad enough to where you don't want to ever revisit it?
I don't think it's going to be revisited.
No, I think very much like the slot costumes overall. I am a Marvel Legends Spidey whore. I'll buy the Marvel Legend when it inevitably gets made.
Hopefully, I'll buy it too.
I'll buy it because, like, you're telling me we can't have like a Spidey with all the patches and stuff like made that you know. I mean, right now they're making stuff from one issue in Peter Parker Spider-Man number 93 with the universe or Negative Zone.
Yeah, that one.
So yeah, no, I am so down to see it because, like, I'll tell you, the second 2099 costume I didn't like until I saw the Marvel Legend, and I liked it more when I saw the Marvel Legend.
Random Marvel Legend question, and it involves Spider-Man, so it's on topic.
Okay,
I missed out on Cyborg Spider-Man. Is it going for an astronomical amount of money right now?
For which one?
The Cyborg from Larson's run, the Reigns of the Sinister Six.
Probably double retail, so you're probably looking at $35.
Someone out there to sell to me for a reasonable amount. I meant to go get it.
That's part. Now you might be able to find it like on the Marvel Legends like groups. You can find it sometimes for 20, 25, which is about retail.
I need to reach out to my homie Dave, aka Father's Figures, who does all those pictures on Instagram. I'm not sure if you ever watch those. He's one of my best friends, and he always hooks me up. I gotta tell him I need to look for that figure. I always forget that. I forgot. I meant to ask for it for Christmas, but my wife couldn't find it. So,
well, the fact that it was Target exclusive made it hard.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, like, if you didn't get it Black Friday, and there was like a sale right before at the end of the year where they did like buy 3 get 1 free. Jeez. Or buy 2 get 1 free, and so like it cleared everything out. And so yeah, it became I got it on Black Friday.
Oh,
I should have bought 2 sets because I haven't been able to get them loose. They're still in package right now.
It's actually not. Well, let me see. There's a couple reasonable. Oh god damn. Yeah, it's about 35. It's about $30 right now. No.
30 to 35.
Yeah, Amazon right now has it for 35.
Oh, look, Vinkman's throwing shade, crying over $35. Adorable. He's got a kid.
Yeah, come on, dude. Come on, Vinkman. I love you, Vinkman.
He's got a 1-year-old, man. Like,
yeah, come on, man. Come on. My wife is like already starting to threaten me right now. It's getting worse, Adam. I keep getting it. I keep getting the. Oh, I'll give you a budget here pretty soon. I was like, God damn it.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, goodbye.
So, all right, we'll take some more comments, and we're almost at the hour mark.
Yeah.
So,
which, by the way, Zach, thank you for letting me. I'm sorry for being late. We were walking back from our dinner, and I haven't been as punctual on the show as I like to be, so I apologize in advance or
it's
behind.
Fine. It's fine. You'll just have to deal with my wife later. It's fine.
Hey, I'm bringing you gold here. I'm bringing you gold.
Yeah. Well, listen, I was a little worried that like I was going to be doing this by myself. So
I wasn't going to let you do by yourself. I just was running behind. You can blame my daughter. She was just being a tyrant. So
of course,
always blame her. Yeah, exactly.
And it gets progressively worse as their vocabulary expands. It's fine. I understand.
That's true. That's true. I'm trying to think. I think I've told you all this. I've been doing a Spider-Man reread, and I'm gradually going through like things, right? And I went through on Saturday and got read like 3 or 4 issues, and man, I'm telling you, I read and I posted on the Comic Binge Twitter, and you kind of commented too, Zach, that Craven comic book, or the Spectacular Spider-Man comic. I forgot what number it was. I'll look it up. But it was literally just kind of reminded me of how much I love Spider-Man comic books, and just how, kind of like this one, a little bit that it's more one and done. It's not part of a major story arc, but it was just a Kraven wanting to get at Spider-Man and Calypso was in it. And Calypso is like, yes, my love, we will defeat this Spider-Man. He's like, I must defeat him. And then Calypso tries to help Kraven the whole time. And Kraven keeps getting pissed off because she's not supposed to help him. And I'm reading this comic, and at the same time, Peter Parker is like trying to get tutored by Marcy, and I'm just like, man, like this is like got so much going on in it, and it's only like 20 pages, and it just reminded me of how rad Spider-Man comics are. Like it's so good. I mean, you're not going to get that anywhere else, and it's Bill Mantlo, which Bill Mantlo is just ridiculous. I love Bill Mantlo. He's so out of control. But
Bill Mantlo has no chill.
It's crazy because it just reminded me of how great the medium of comic books is, especially Spider-Man, and how versatile he is, because you have the superhero part and it's so good. And they have such great, like the whole conviction of the characters, like Kraven. I love that. And then you brought up a point to me too, Zach, when I posted it. You said, is this like right before his last appearance, before Kraven's last hunt? I'm like, I don't know, but it would actually make sense because he's at this point really pissed off. Like he's almost fed up with the world at this point. That's what's so crazy. He's so pissed off at Calypso for helping him. I'm like, man. And it just, again, it was really cool to kind of read these Spider-Man comic books and be like reminded of, man, there's a reason why I love Spider-Man. And again, it shows me when I go back and read these old 70s comic books and these old 80s ones now, that the art of the 22-page one and done is such a lost art. And it's when it's done, it is just chef's kiss, because it's just something that superhero comics need to do more of. And I think that they did more one and dones and less like gotta write for the trade. And again, I get it. Like it's smart. At the same time, you're sacrificing a little bit of creativity and people having to have some major story arc all the time. And I always go back to Moon Knight. And it's going to be an unpopular writer to talk about, but I talked about on the comic binge last time, Warren Ellis. Warren Ellis did basically, for the most part, you could say it was kind of connected to like his run, but his Moon Knight run basically was like 5-6 separate issues. Like completely. They all told a different tale, and they're so like solid and good that it was refreshing to go into something and not have to like be like, okay, what happened in the last issue? It's just kind of get a really cool, neat one and done story. It's a lost art. And when it happens in comic books currently, I'm so grateful for it. So yeah, it was really good. It was a good reminder of why I love Spider-Man reading that comic book. And I'll get the issue number here in a second, but yeah, it was a good solid read.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we're gonna get, we're gonna get Spidey fully on Marvel Unlimited, because that's really, really, really annoying.
Adam knows how I can get Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Wink, wink,
we're not will say live on air.
No, we won't.
It may involve going to see your friend Tor and renting from him.
Well, they'll start releasing that on Marvel Unlimited once the Masterworks start coming, because they've started collecting Spectacular in the Masterworks now, and I think they're like 2 or 3 volumes into that. So I think they're getting close to the gaps.
Yeah. And honestly, that and it's like I said, there's ways to do it. But I've been going through it, and but I'm reading all my omnibuses too. And I had the Roger Stern omnibus, and I'm reading through that, and just I'm using Marvel Unlimited. I'm using everything I can to read all this stuff and chronologically, and it's really fun because I've been reading through and just been like, yeah, it's been refreshing to kind of read Spider-Man just kind of chronologically and see him develop. And I right now I'm just marveling at the fact, and no pun intended here, of just the whole teacher's assistant thing, and how I love that Peter was trying something and they went down that avenue, and him him and Marcy's relationship, him and his other people in the in the classroom, the other TAs that he works with. I forgot their names. That was interesting. It's really fascinating with these writers and how they come up with these different new characters and how it's also being like they're going through different, it's going back to the Bugle at one point and it's leading back to that. It's back in the day. Maybe it's just simpler and there's less pressure. I don't know, but it feels so natural when I read it. And it's really impressive. And I know it's interesting too, kind of a Bill Mantlo side note. I was watching a YouTube video about Jim Shooter, and Jim Shooter was obviously the editor-in-chief of Marvel, and arguably brought a lot of the modern classics I would say Marvel is based around that he ushered in. And he's a polarizing character. I mean, he's got some controversy to him. I get it. I'm not saying he's completely, flawless or anything, but one of the things I did notice, and I actually have to agree with him because I've been reading his comics for a while, is he would mention how writers were really getting sloppy back before he became editor in chief. And he mentioned Bill Mantlo by name of just someone who just kind of like mailed things in. And Bill Mantlo knew that he had issues with him before he became editor in chief. So when he became editor in chief, Shooter said that Mantlo thought he was going to get fired. And Shooter said, no, you just need to work on and put more, time and effort into these comics and whatever. And he did. And when he did that, because I can tell you right now, the Shooter era of Mantlo, it went from just bonkers crazy, like Marvel team up, that stuff is insane.
Yeah.
To actually pretty well thought of, the White Tiger makes it, that character. Lots of great stories Bill Mantlo brought in there. And obviously his Hulk is amazing. I mean, Mantlo, David Ewing.
His Carrion appearance.
So good.
Is fantastic.
So good.
Speaking of that, just to mention again, I think Chris was on earlier, Deadmond. I was on his podcast, the Sal Buscema podcast, and we talked about Carrion because I did Spectacular 149. I guess start on that, and so you can find those on Tuesdays. So Jero has a comment, says he used to have a career. He's kind of been moving gig to gig for the past 20 years. I think Peter should finally settle in. I always felt that his CSI, and I know I'm biased because I'm a Spider-Girl fan, but Peter as a CSI always made sense to me because he would be close to the police. He could take care of things. It is a science, so Peter is good with, and it would bring his natural detective skills and hone them. So I think there's some good things there. I feel like he should be, one of the things I felt like on the surface it got right with Slott's run was trying to add the science element.
Yeah.
He had that career trajectory. Now he's working on the doctorate. Everything's good. So I'm hoping we get back to that once we get through all this gang war stuff and we get more into the spice of life Spidey stuff, where we're slowing down because we've been going pretty hard, pretty fast. Now I also know that Nonstop Spidey's been kind of handling that slice of life Spidey stuff.
Well, I heard it got canceled.
No, it's not canceled. It's just delayed.
Oh, I thought it got canceled
again.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't know what's behind it, but I think it was probably personal stuff. I think Bachalo had COVID or had some kind of COVID related thing.
No.
So.
Oh no, that's not good. All right, so
it'll be out when it's out.
It just stops. Yeah, it'll be out when it's out. All right, so like I say, not having Neil probably, this is a pretty short episode because we just don't have as many people on. But
it happens.
Next episode, we're going to be covering 2 issues. We're going to be covering the double-sized King's Ransom, Giant-Sized Spider-Man #1. We're going to be covering the following issue. So we're going to be covering literally the 2 issues that appear at the end of the issue. Right here. I'm going to share my screen right quick again. So this is what we're going to be covering next week or 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
You
want to do both of those in 2 weeks?
Yeah, let's just kind of stick with that for right now.
That cover is amazing, by the way. Not the Kingpin one, but the one at the bottom left. That's a great cover.
For those that aren't watching us, they're listening to the audio version, then you're not seeing this. But yes, we're going to be covering these 2 issues in 2 weeks. Cover both of them here on Spideydude Experience. Final thoughts, guys?
Yeah, like I said, I think that we're getting lots of solid stuff from Spencer. Obviously, this last issue was great, and I'm glad we're going to get some kind of big finale in out of Spider-Man. I think it's going to be a solid take on that. But there's a lot of major arcs going on this summer, and it's crazy. I mean, you have the community, you got Sinister War. Adam, I'm not sure about you, but I do hope it gets a little some fun. Again, I talked about what I just talked about earlier. I will hope we get a little bit more fun, just kind of one and done kind of stories, which Spencer has done in this issue 25, right, with the Electro and Mary Jane. That whole issue, that was granted, that was a double size, but that was a one and done. That was a fantastic issue. I think Nick should do more of those, kind of lighten things up a little bit so we can get the stuff. But then again, I think he's definitely building towards something, and that's why we're getting so many different arcs that are building towards whatever he's coming up with, which will hopefully be one more day. Yeah,
I agree with Vinkman. We do miss you, Neil. Obviously, everything is starting to set up and starting to build out. So we'll see.
Zach, would you give this issue?
Oh, I never gave my grade.
I don't think you gave your grade.
I'm going to say this was a B+. B+ for the grade.
I knew it was going to B+. I knew it was going to B+, and it's because of the art.
The art. I'm not saying the art.
I knew it. I knew it.
The art's interesting. I don't know. Like
the art's good. It's just I'm glad he's in the rotation. I think it brings a consistency and it brings a style. It's a little too angular for me. It does feel a little rushed. So I didn't feel like it was a perfect issue, but I thought it was a good issue. I loved the Robbie stuff. The Robbie interaction with Tombstone was great. The reverse psychology thing, and then they're like, "We're gonna move in," and Peter's like,
"Awesome, yeah."
Oh, I think Peter. Well, I think at the end of this, it's gonna force MJ and Peter to live together, which
I was wondering that too. Yeah.
But. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week's issue. I'll definitely be reading it. Be sure to stay tuned for our reviews. Go to Spideydude.com, read Brian's reviews, and let us know what you think. I'll be sharing them on the social medias as they come out. Brian's a great guy. Love his reviews. He's done a great job over on Spideydude. So Spideydude.com is the website, and Brian's review will be coming out soon. I'm not going to say when exactly, but it'll be coming out soon. Of course, want to pimp the stuff. I'm going to blow Paul up. You can find the Comic Binge YouTube page. Go to just search for youtube.com. Is it now /Comic Binge now?
It should be. It's like C.
It is.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Adam. No, Adam's always he's always super supportive of that. I always really appreciate that. I made him jump on the other day because he was dropping dimes in the comment section. I'm like, dude, just get your butt on here, man. Come on, don't just go do this stuff on the when you can join us. Come on. No, yeah. Follow me on the my new YouTube page. We have a new review of Alien issue 2 for Marvel comic books. We're actually going to be doing reviews of old Alien and Predator comics with my buddy Adam, another Adam, Ridgetop 21 here from AVP Galaxy. So I'm really excited. That kind of came very naturally, just kind of, hey, next time we do a review, let's just read these old Aliens comic books. I'm like, okay, y'all twist my arm to read more comics. That's great. So really excited. I got some, hopefully I wanted to announce something this month, not going to happen, but hoping next month. So hopefully in the month of June will be a big kind of fun thing for me in the Comic Binge. So, but yeah, we got another new show on the Comic Binge called Indie Kicks, independent, creator-owned comic books that we're doing. And we just dropped one last week or a couple weeks ago. We have a new one coming up in a couple weeks. Really excited about that. So lots of great stuff on there. And again, I'm going to have, Adam and Neil have been on it. They'll be on it again, and they'll get Zach on there. We'll do a special thing. I'm hoping to do a Spider-Girl episode because I've been meaning to read Spider-Girl for ages, but I'm kind of stuck in this thing where should I wait until I get there in the chronologically of Spider-Man's life, like around the mid '90s era, or should I just go into it?
Just
yeah,
go.
I know.
I think you should go for it because
all right.
You basically have to go. You got to read Gathering of Five pretty much up to that, and then that's kind of like the perfect break-off point to jump into that.
Well, and the thing, I just want to give it its fair due.
I think.
I want to get. I do because I know because people I respect like Zach and Kelly and other people too. They love the character, and I've always been intrigued that because I'll be honest. I just seen putting Spider-Man in a girl in a Spider-Man's costume just felt like a very cheap. And again, forgive me when I was younger, not now, but when I was younger, I'd be like, cheap book, throw Spider-Girl, whatever. And it kind of baffled me when I got returned back into comic books in the early 2000s. She was still going. And I remember being like, holy crap. And then I realized that they tried to cancel it. And again, that's when I was following the Spider, the Crawl Space, and got to know Zach and all those people, and, rest is history. But I was fascinated that I was just fascinated with the fact that the characters lasted so long, and there's only one reason why, and it's because it's a good character. And I know it's a Falcon and Friends too, and I love that team. So it's like I'm gonna love this. I know I'm going to. I need to read it. So, but I want to give it her due that she deserves. So I think I'm going to get deeper in my Spider-Man run, and then I'll probably dive into it. And then when I do, I want to get Zach and Kelly and really dive deep and just in generalize the character on the binge. But I want to wait till I'm ready and I've immersed myself into Spider-Girl and Mayday. So it will happen hopefully soon. Hopefully. Hi, Waylon.
All right. Sorry. No. Stop it. All right. Come here, Waylon. Hello. Say hi to Waylon. All right. So, Adam, pimp your stuff.
Well, let's see. Well, I'm on here regularly, more or less. Sometimes I have been on Paul's Comic Binge channel. It's been really fun. Really good conversations. Everyone should check that out. Everyone should subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Yeah, I'm excited for the summer. A lot of stuff heating up. What else? I know. Yeah, just subscribe to us and
yeah.
So okay,
all that. I don't know. It's gonna be a fun couple months.
It will be. All right, for those that have not picked this up yet. Volume 3 is out for Spider-Girl. Speaking of, check it out. We're talking more about what's in there this Friday. So with that, Adam, I'm going to start wrapping this show up. And be sure to check out Make Mine Mayday Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern. At least that's what the schedule is going to be for right now. Comic Binge YouTube channel, of course, like I mentioned. Next episode of Make Mine Mayday will be covering 38 through 43, 7 p.m. Eastern time here on the channel because my microphone decides to twist on me. We will definitely be doing another episode in 2 weeks. So be sure to check that out. For those that are listening to the audio version, thank you for listening. Be sure to leave us a 5-star review and your favorite podcasting catcher. And so I really appreciate everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook. Thanks guys for watching. Thanks guys for listening to the Spideydude experience here on the Spideydude Radio Network. You can always find our other great shows that are related, like the Comic Binge or Voices from the Eerie. Check that out. That'll be coming out soon. And of course, find our shows like Spectacular Radio, Make Mine Mayday, this show, Spideydude Experience, Clone Saga Chronicles will have a special once the Clone Saga finishes in Miles Morales, and we will definitely be doing that. So thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time here on the Spideydude Radio Network and Spideydude Experience.